Welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm your host, Pete Mezzetti, and my guest this evening is Carl Fortuna, who is the illustrious first selectman of the town of Old Saybrook. Hey, bud.
Thank you for having me on again.
Thanks for coming.
No, honestly,
Okay.
you're very kind
Yeah.
and very generous in your
Yes.
offers, and I
Yes.
appreciate it.
How are you?
I'm well.
What's new?
Well, it's Monday night.
It is Monday night.
You're taping this on a Monday night,
Yeah.
April 3rd,
Yes.
and tonight at 9:20
Yeah.
is
The UConn game.
the UConn game.
Yeah, UConn's playing.
Yeah, and I'll be fast asleep by the time.
Probably. Me too. Me too. Me too.
It
Probably.
begins at 9:20.
Yes.
And the chances of me seeing tip-off are slim. I won't say slim to none, but slim.
Very, very.
I mean, it's just so late, but
Yeah, I know.
what a run they've had. Have you
Yeah.
watched the games?
I have.
Yeah. Too bad the women didn't get further.
Yeah, I know. That was horrible.
You enjoy watching the men?
I do. I actually
Yeah.
prefer college over pro.
Okay. I don't watch a lot of basketball in general, but it's exciting. You know, Connecticut's a small state,
Right.
right? So when you have one of the preeminent basketball programs in the country,
Yeah.
it's pretty exceptional. You know,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not just Duke.
No.
You know, they talk about I know we're not. This isn't Old Saybrook
Right.
stuff, but
That's okay.
you know, they talk about Duke, they talk about Kentucky, they talk about the University of Southern California when you come to basketball royalty. But you know what? Nobody's been more successful than UConn in the last 25 years.
Right.
And we have basketball royalty in our state. And
Absolutely.
you know, it's a great thing for the state of Connecticut.
It is. It
So-
is. There you go. So what's going on in the town of Old Saybrook?
Oh.
What's going on in Old Saybrook royalty?
Old Saybrook royalty. There is no royalty in Old Saybrook.
No?
We like to think of ourselves as a democracy.
There you go.
So we try to keep it like that. So I was with, earlier today, we were with Senator Richard Blumenthal.
All right.
And, you know, before I get into why we were with him.
Yes.
Have you met the senator? No. He would probably come on your show if you wanted to have him.
Yeah, I would say.
Extend the invitation. I have his his aide, and he might show up. And you know, people sometimes make fun of the senator or poke fun
Right.
that he'll show up
Yes.
at a lot of events.
Yes.
But let me tell you something.
What?
As the first selectman of Old Saybrook,
Yeah, okay.
when you have a U.S. senator show up
Yeah.
in your town to tout your town,
Yeah.
to talk about money that your town has received, either through ARPA or other funding from the federal government, I give the guy a heck of a lot of credit because he shows up at a lot of events in our town,
Right.
and I appreciate it very much because, and the people of our town appreciate it very much. I mean, it's like that means a lot to me
Right.
when a U.S. senator shows up, shouldn't it? Right? I mean,
Absolutely.
so today, one of the things we were talking about was there is something called the Safe Streets for All program.
Okay.
Pete, you probably know this. I mean, traffic fatalities are up. So people walking
Yeah.
and people driving and hitting pedestrians or hitting cyclists, that number is up. Apparently there were 75 deaths last year in Connecticut. So this program is what they call a Safe Streets for All program.
Okay.
And right now it's more of a planning grant that we got from the senator.
Okay.
And in other words, we're going to try to put together some plans that we can then apply for more money so we can build safer streets. So one of the safer streets we'd like to build is Main Street Old Saybrook.
All right.
We have 4 crosswalks
Yes.
on Main Street Old Saybrook, and when you have to cross 4 lanes of traffic, it's dangerous.
Yes.
It's dangerous at night, dangerous during the day, and so we are working with the COG, Council of Governments,
Yeah.
with the senator, and providing some of our own money to put together a plan to make Old Saybrook's Main Street safer. And there are many towns all over the state who want some of this money, of course.
Right.
So, and I know you walk.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I know after you get your morning coffee,
Yeah.
you do a little stroll to work
Exactly.
a little bit. And, it's an important thing. Pedestrian safety
Absolutely.
is at risk more and more with more people. Cars are safer, but the people driving them are not safer.
Exactly.
Because they're texting and all those things.
Get off the phone.
So we had a little bit of a press announcement with Senator Blumenthal. And it was just a little event up at the COG to announce that we're going to start getting some of this money.
Cool.
It's a big deal.
Cool.
And I think I told you earlier, not that this has anything to do with that, but it's April 3rd, and it's an election year.
Yes.
It's a municipal election year.
Yes. Go ahead.
And I just want to, that's all I want to say.
That's all I want. That's it.
Oh, you think that's funny, do you?
I do. I do. Enlighten me. What else you want to say about April 3rd?
Scott and I have decided to run for another term.
Okay.
So I think the election this year is on November 7th. And I talked to Scott a little bit, and we've been together 6 terms now.
Yep.
6 terms, so 12 years coming up this November. And I honestly, it's been a treat to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I thank the voters for their support over 6 election cycles. And I feel like we've certainly accomplished quite a bit. And I look forward to doing a lot more. I mean, there's so much more you want to do. I mean, look, if someone said to you, "Are you done with your TV show?" You'd be like, "No, there's so much more you want to do." Right?
Absolutely.
At some point, you have to figure out the right time to step away, right? And that may be coming soon. You're at the will and whim of the voters. So nothing's ever guaranteed. But we are going to run again.
Good.
This year we're going to team up. The 3 of us. Barbara Labriola is our treasurer.
Okay.
She succeeded Bob Fish.
Yes.
Okay. So Barbara is the town treasurer, and we're going to run with Barbara. So it's going to be Fortuna, Gigerich, Labriola.
Okay.
That is the campaign team. We filed our paperwork. We're official. We're raising money. And unfortunately, we have to raise money, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's part of the election cycle. But so we're running. We're going to run hard. We're going to run on our record. I don't mean to make this a campaign show.
No, keep going.
No, we're going to run on the record. I mean, I think fiscally and financially, the town is in as good a condition as it's ever been in.
Right.
Our pension is fully funded and it's where it should be. And I feel like we've accomplished a lot. There's always more you can do.
Right.
And you could always do something better, okay? So we haven't been perfect by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
But you always try to get better, and you always try to do good things, right?
Absolutely.
So enough about that. I know every time, every odd year when I come in here, every odd, if it's 21, 19, 23, you're like, do you have any announcement for me?
Yeah, right.
And I said, I'm saving this for Pete.
There you go.
I said, Pete Mezzetti gets the scoop.
There you go.
So that's that.
Cool.
And so one of the other, tomorrow night at the Kate, now it's April 3rd, I know the show will air shortly. And this isn't so much a public event, but we are having an event at the Kate, a business event, where we're trying to bring in as many local businesses as will come in.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember when Susie Beckman was our economic development person.
Oh, yeah.
We did a show called Road Trip Masters. It's on the Discovery Channel.
Okay.
And it's these 2 guys, and they get in a big old Cadillac, and they go to all these small towns.
Okay.
And you pay for it.
Right.
I mean, it's paid promotion, really, a little bit.
Okay.
But they did an episode on Old Saybrook.
Okay.
And, it's on a channel that not everybody gets and not everybody's looking for it. So what we did is we are going to premiere it tomorrow night at the Kate. In fact, if you'd like to come, you're more than welcome to come.
Absolutely. Okay.
Tomorrow night at 5:30 at the Kate.
Okay.
We'd love to have you, actually. And,
all right.
And if your crew wants to come and you want to do something on location, that'll be great too.
All right.
But we're going to premiere Road Trip Masters Old Saybrook. And then the purpose of it after that is to invite the business community. And what we want to know is what more can we do for our business community, okay?
Right.
They made it through the pandemic. Some of them started a business in the middle of the pandemic, and we want to help them succeed. It's not easy out there, inflation, right? So I was at Mercena's. You go to Mercena's,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And I was at Mercena's about a month ago, and I don't know if you remember, but there was an avian bird flu that was going around the country.
Yes.
And they had to kill a lot of the hens to prevent the spread of it. And the prices of eggs went way up beyond what inflation was causing.
Exactly.
And I looked at Mercena and I said, how are you making an omelet these days, you know? And she goes, it's killing me, because she's making it at a loss.
Right.
She's making an omelet and not able to charge enough for the omelet,
Exactly.
right? So there's all these odd events that happen to our businesses. And Jennifer Donahue, who I was on here with you last time,
That's right.
what we want to do is engage our business community, and we want to say to them, you know, what can we do to continue to make you successful? Right now, our main streets, Old Saybrook's Main Street, is full. It's as good as it's ever been right now. How do we maintain that? How do we become friendlier? How do we make them succeed?
Right.
Not everybody's going to succeed. Businesses are going to come and go.
No.
But we can't be in the way. We need to help them succeed. We don't want to be the cause of a failure.
No.
So with American Rescue Plan money, we decided we were going to put $100,000 aside to advertise Old Saybrook.
Right.
So we just did a request for proposals. We went out to, we got like 25 submissions. So we did a request for proposals, 25 submissions. They're down to like 3 or 4 submissions for this RFP. And what that will be is we're going to hire a company that is going to promote Old Saybrook. And it's going to promote Old Saybrook businesses. It is cool. I don't think every town is doing that.
No.
And it's just, you know, we have a great town.
Right.
I think we have a great town.
Oh, absolutely.
We want to make it better.
Yeah.
And we want to make it better for not just the businesses, but, you know, the people who live in the town. And we want to make it, you know, it's very expensive to live on the shoreline, as you know. And, you know, we're working on an affordability plan too. But that's a whole different issue. Affordability is very difficult on the shoreline, as you probably know.
Absolutely. Would you mind sticking around for another segment?
I'll be happy to.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
We'll be right back.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
Move over.
When you see signs,
Lights.
Vests.
Please, give us some room.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
When you need help,
It's our job.
To help you.
to save you.
despite the danger.
This danger.
This danger is real.
Do your part.
Please.
Slow down. Slow down. And move over.
Move over.
You matter.
You matter.
You matter.
And your words matter too.
Your words matter.
What you say in the hallways at school or in the student section at a game matters.
Words can be hurtful.
Words can be offensive.
Words can leave scars.
Words can also inspire.
Support and uplift.
You and your words.
Are they both important?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti, sitting here with Carl Fortuna, who is the first selectman of the town of Old Saybrook. Welcome back, sir.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for sticking around. So let's talk about the Old Saybrook Library.
The Acton Public Library.
Yes.
So have you met our director?
No.
Amanda.
I have
Amanda
not.
Brower. Amanda's been there probably for 3 or 4 years. She came from Hebron. And we have a terrific library staff. And we have a library that is about 23 years old now. It was remodeled about 23 years ago. It's been there for a very long time. They're looking to make it more of a modern library. Libraries are not just about going in and taking out books anymore.
No.
Libraries about a business meeting. So they have a room now where you can rent out. And you know, if you wanted to have a business meeting, you can rent out that room and go to the library. It's a very convenient spot. And they want to open it up and just freshen the look and make it more user-friendly, make it more teen and young adult friendly, because they're not going to go in there and rent out a book, younger kids.
No.
But maybe they're going to go in there and maybe they want to make something. So maybe we have a 3D printer that kids can go in there and make a school project or something. And we have lots of programs for the young kids. But one of the things we just recently did is we did a request for a proposal for architectural services.
Okay.
And what we said to the architects is, what can the Acton Library become based on the footprint that already exists? Because there's nowhere to go.
No.
Okay, they can't expand.
No.
There's no other space. So on the interior, what can you do for the library that will make it more enticing so that Pete Mezzetti and Carl Fortuna are going to want to go in there and use it? Libraries are so different right now. People go in there and they work on their resumes, and they learn a different language. They do all kinds of different things in there than what they used to do. My mother, my 91-year-old mother, God bless her, still goes to the library and rents books.
Wow.
That's not happening for, 21-year-olds probably, or maybe even 31-year-olds, and maybe even me, right?
Exactly.
So we're just trying to get the library in a place where it is going to be a great spot for the next 20 years.
Now, before we talk about one of our favorite topics, one thing we're going to talk about is...
I think I know where you were going with that.
No, well, we're gonna hold that thought about that, but we're going to talk about trash.
Oh, we're going to talk about trash first, or you want to...
No, let's talk about trash first. Or do you want to talk about the other topic first?
Pete, I've never heard you say you want to talk about trash. I'm going to be quick on this.
Okay.
So, a couple things.
Yes.
And I it's a broken record.
Yeah, but...
Connecticut has a trash crisis.
Yes.
You've heard that before.
Yeah.
From me.
Yes.
Okay. So, so the governor put forth a bill this year that is trying to address the long-term issue with the trash crisis.
Okay.
I don't know if it does that, but one of the things it does is it tries to take more food waste out of the waste stream. Food waste, as you've heard me say before, is 20 to 25% of what goes in the trash.
Okay.
If we can take that out, we're going to make a lot of headway towards being self-sufficient and not ship our garbage out of state.
Right.
That's one of the things he's doing. Another thing that he proposed that is actually maybe happening, tires. So right now we have what they call extended producer responsibility for mattresses and paint.
Okay.
So today I went to the transfer station and I brought some old paint from my basement that I'm not using anymore.
Okay.
That paint actually, Sherwin-Williams or the paint manufacturers pick that up and they recycle it or they dispose of it safely. We're now going to do the same thing, finally, for tires.
Really?
But it makes sense. I mean, think about tires and what a burden they are. You see them on the side of the road. You see them in the North Cove.
Right.
I mean, they end up in the weirdest places. And so to be able to say Pete Mezzetti can take the tires from his car to Town Fair Tire, and they have to get rid of the tires for you.
Right.
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
Okay? Tires are a tremendous burden on our transfer station. So I will be thrilled to see extended producer responsibility for tires. One of the other things they're trying to do, you're laughing at me.
No.
I'm very passionate about this
Well,
subject.
continue.
I am.
Continue.
They're trying to do it for packaging too.
Okay.
So you get a package from Amazon that has plastic.
Right.
You should be able to take that somewhere and it goes back to Amazon,
Right. And
either
then
be
they recycle
recycled or disposed of properly. So locally, you know Barry O'Neill, used to be on our Board of Finance.
Sure.
I have Barry, he's the chairman of an ad hoc committee of the Board of Selectmen called the Waste and Recycling Task Force.
Okay.
And one of the things we're trying to do, one of our main objectives, is to buy kitchen top composters. So they're just, I think they're 1.5 gallon containers.
Okay.
So I make a salad tonight and I throw my cucumber scraps and my pepper, the inside of a pepper, I throw it in there. I also throw the chicken bone or the beef bone in there. And then you take it to the transfer station. You're laughing at me again. And you take it to the transfer station and it gets recycled, okay?
Right.
And it becomes compost.
Right.
Doing that would make a big difference. It's hard to change people's habits, though.
Right,
People
absolutely.
are not used to doing that. They
No.
want to throw it in the garbage, and they want the garbage to go away magically.
Exactly. That doesn't happen.
It's happening, but it's going to be a lot more expensive for it to happen.
Absolutely.
Let's get off the garbage.
All right.
You were dying to get off that garbage topic.
Please save me.
You're like, for God's sakes, this guy comes on every time, and all he wants to do is talk about garbage.
Nah, you're good. Let's see. What else should we talk about?
CCM. You want to?
Yeah, let's talk about.
So I know you have Joe DeLong on frequently. Are you having him on again soon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
He's coming
Great
on?
guy. Yes.
Okay.
Good guy.
Joe is a force up
Yeah.
at the state legislature.
Absolutely.
Okay? He's a very common sense guy.
Yep.
You know, CCM had a reputation years ago as being like Council of Crying Mayors.
Gotcha.
Because all we did was go up there and say, don't pass that bill, we don't like it. Don't pass that bill, we don't like it. So what we've tried to do, and Joe gets all the credit for this.
Right.
We've tried to go up there and say, okay, you have a bill that we think is bad. This is how we think we can make it better. We're not going to say no.
No.
But we want to make it better.
Right.
So they're working on a bunch of things up there. They're working on the packaging for, Amazon, the tires, legal notices.
Okay.
The town of Old Saybrook must put when we have a zoning meeting and we're going to make a decision, we have to publish it in the newspaper.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say.
It's called a legal notice.
Legal notice.
There you go.
And we spent $35,000 on it last year.
Right.
Who's reading that in the Hartford Courant or the Middletown Press or the New London Day? Nobody.
Nobody. No.
So we're saying we should be able to do this on our website.
Right.
Where a lot more people are going to our website than are ever going to the New London Day.
Yeah. Who reads a newspaper online?
Nothing against the New London Day.
No.
Okay. So they're working on that. They're working on early voting is a big topic.
Sure.
So early voting, this November, they want to institute 10 days of early voting. So on election day, on a normal election day, where you only can vote on one day,
Right.
other than absentee ballots,
Right.
you have to have a moderator of the polling place, and you have to have all the poll workers, the ones that give you the golf
Ballot.
tee,
Yep.
and they cross your name off, and they check your license, and they do all that.
Right.
It takes 20 people at one polling place.
Absolutely.
Okay?
It does, yeah.
Try doing that over 10 days. How many are you going to have enough people to volunteer over the course of 10 days? And then think about, you have to pay all those people for 10 days.
Yes.
So what we've said to the state legislature is early voting is going to happen.
Right.
Connecticut is going to have early voting. I'm all for it, okay? However, you can't stick us with the bill
No.
of 10 days of paying a moderator and 10 to 20 poll workers every day. And by the way, where do you normally vote? You normally vote in a school.
Right.
Correct?
Yes.
Are the schools going to stay open for 10 days and let a stream of people in? No.
Probably not.
No. Schools don't want that many unknown people in their building.
Right.
They usually close on election day.
Yes.
They're not going to close for 10 days.
No.
So are those people now going to come into town hall for 9 days?
No.
I mean,
No.
So it's a very, there should be early voting.
Right.
In my opinion, it should be early absentee voting. Let's just do absentee voting.
Yeah.
If you want to vote in person, you have to go on election day. Let's have no excuse absentee voting. You could vote for 20 days before the election.
Right.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But to put it in the mail or something like that.
Right.
Having early voting in Connecticut is going to be, I think, logistically and financially very difficult for 169 towns.
Yeah.
And we don't have county voting.
No.
We don't have counties. We have little towns.
Yeah, towns.
And for all these little towns, to have early voting is going to be very difficult. Before we run out of time, I want to say one more thing.
Go.
Because I've said so many things already.
Yeah, right? What?
We are looking at having, and I'll advertise it on your show. We are looking at having, at the end of June, a block party on Main Street, Old Saybrook. So we would close Main Street.
Okay.
We're not sure from where to where, but Sheffield Street, Elm Street, maybe in there. Close all 4 lanes. And we'd have the restaurants, we'd have like a food fair, we'd have live music.
Cool.
And so we're looking at doing kind of like a sail into summer, or a summer block party, something like that. And just have like downtown Old Saybrook, come, eat, listen to some music, have a cocktail.
Right.
And Pete Mezzetti will be there.
Exactly. Well, let me know.
I will let you know.
Carl Fortuna, thanks for
we
some
out of time?
We are.
Okay.
Carl
thank
Fortuna,
you.
thanks for some time. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
You got it. On behalf of Carl Fortuna, I'm Pete Mezzetti. We'll see you next time.